Hello, I'm Dr. Veirdre Jackson, the CEO of Living Strong Consulting, and I want us to look at and have a conversation today about taking a snack. When was the last time you had a great snack? Well, our trauma tip for today is one in which we're looking at taking back your control. In those moments when you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling stressed out, you're feeling out of control, our suggestion is to take a snack. Those snacks, that concept of taking a snack, we're going to break down each one of those letters in our trauma tip for today. I know this image you might recall seeing. It might be familiar to some of you. In those overwhelmed moments when there are a lot of things going on and the urgent seems to take over. Well, when we set up our mind to be able to take a mindful snack break, it's in these moments. But let me explain why it's so important for us to be able to take a snack. Just like that picture you just looked at, sometimes life is coming at us. We have errands, we've got dinner to make. What? You have homework? Are you kidding me? You need to go where? I just don't have the time. Well, when life comes at us like that, and then what research tells us is, sometimes I've got to be able to think things through. I need time to be able to exercise and what healthy relationships. Dinner, what connections, sleep. You know what? I'll just breathe tomorrow. It feels like in those moments there just isn't enough. But as I was sharing just a moment ago, research tells us that if we set the priority around 6 key areas: sleep, meals, connection, healthy relationships, movement, paying attention to our thoughts, and giving ourselves margin to breathe. Looking at and paying attention to how we prioritize these 6 areas will impact how productive we become in managing those urgent moments. But we have to be willing to make those things a priority. As we look at prioritizing those 6 areas, and I'm saying they need to be pushed out into the front. If we set those things as a priority, and then life is still going to come at us. Life isn't going to stop. But if we recognize that we set those 6 things as a priority, when they become the priority, they also give us room for everything to fit. How are you creating priorities and balance in your life so that your priorities and the urgent both have room in your life? In those moments you just saw, when we set our priorities for being able to assess our sleep, prioritize our nutrition, our movement, recognizing, are we taking a breath? What do our healthy relationships look like? And the words that we're using on ourselves. What research is telling us is that how well and often we use these 6 things and make them the priority, just as you saw, when we make those things the priority, it gives room for the urgent. And then we're able to do all of it, as opposed to getting stuck and not giving ourselves the margin to enjoy any of the things that actually drive our calm. If we know that at any given point in time, we are all in one of 5 brain states, and those emergency moments when the urgent is flooding in, we can move from a place of calm and slowly become more anxious, more overwhelmed, more fearful, and absolutely out of control. The lower we fall in our brain state, the more it impacts our emotions, the way we think. It impacts our productivity. It impacts how we interact with one another, and even how we track time. When we give ourselves the margin to prioritize those 6 things, we're able to take back our calm. That's a powerful understanding that even in those overwhelmed moments, you don't have to stay there. You have the power to take back your calm, which allows you to be creative, which allows you to be innovative. It's in those moments of calm that you're more productive. You're able to have future goal setting, and you're able to manage your time well. But remember, the lower we allow ourselves to drop, the less we're able to do those things. We might try to power our way through, but we're losing productivity with every drop in our brain state. So again, we're going to unpack how you can take back your calm by grabbing a snack. The first element in our snack is looking at stopping. When I talk about stopping, it's a moment in time where you're acknowledging that what you're doing is no longer benefiting you. But just by the very nature of the word stop, it also gives us an opportunity to begin again and evaluate what we are doing that will provide value to what we want to be our true outcome. So when we think about grabbing a snack and taking back our calm, and we're stopping, we first have to look at these 3 goals. Oftentimes, people are trying to navigate life, and we think that we're navigating balance, and it usually tries to look like these 3 bowls. We're trying to juggle life by making sure that all of our work, our school, the kids' homework, the errands, the grocery, you remember that first picture, that we're giving equal attention to everything, equal amount of energy to everything. It's a myth and a lie that balance is doing everything with the same amount of energy and the same amount of attention. That's not balance. That's actually insanity. If we're really looking at stopping seeking unrealistic expectations of balance, balance isn't doing things equally. Balance is creating priorities. When we understand that balance is actually more about harmony, identify what is the biggest priority in the moment. Remember those stones? And use that priority first. It's not saying that the other things aren't important. It's just recognizing that we can't do all of it at the same time with the same amount of energy. So it's going to be necessary that we stop. In those moments, we must give ourselves margin to set the priority so that we can focus our energy on the main thing. You heard the saying, make the main thing and push it to the front so that we have room for all of the urgent things. So when we're talking about grabbing that snack, after we've taken a moment to stop and being willing to begin again, we then want to notice. What do we need to notice about our experience? What's happening on the inside of us? When we notice what's going on inside of us, it's an opportunity for us to recognize, am I operating outside of what's within my control? If I'm honest, creating clear expectations and recognizing what's within my control is the most important thing that allows me to focus and manage my emotions. So the end is when I'm feeling those anxious emotions coming up and arising within me, I need to stop and then notice, am I focused on things that are outside of my circle of control? This is an activity, and you'll be able to download this handout, to ask yourself and write inside the circle, what do I actually have control over? And what am I allowing to consume me that I don't have control over? And put those things on the outside of the circle. When we think about taking a mindful snack, it's those moments when we're stopping, we then notice, and then we must accept that there are some things that are outside of our control. If we're willing to accept the situations that are in front of us, stop pushing up against it. Try to accept. Accept the scenario. Accept the situation. Acknowledge it. Give room to it. In some instances, pull it closer so that you can pay attention to it. When we try to push, avoid, those things only provide more worry. So I'm encouraging you to accept. Get clear about what is true about the situation. So, when we think about there are some things that just simply are outside of our control, take a look at this list. There are things that we just can't control and manipulate. Are you worrying about any of these things? I'm encouraging you to let them go and take a snack break. So once you've stopped, take notice and accept. Next, I want you to get curious. Get curious about what is your self-talk. What are you telling yourself? Ask yourself, hold up the statements you're telling yourself and ask the question, is this true? Is the message I'm giving myself true? Is it honorable? Is it honoring my story? Is it honoring what I've survived and what I've come through? Is it honoring me? Is it one in which it's of value? Does it value who I am? Is it something that is commendable? Does it acknowledge what I have overcome? Does it provide excellence to where I want to go? Take that thought, hold it up, and ask yourself these questions. Is it true? Is it valuable? Does it reflect the excellence, the passion, and the focus of where I'm going? If the answer is no, then it's time to put that lie away because it is driving your place of worry. And once it's an opportunity for you to grab a snack. And then lastly, and most importantly, after you've asked yourself those questions and you've sought out the opportunity for truth, be kind to yourself. Encourage yourself. Give yourself margin and grace and enjoy your snack. When we incorporate introducing and integrating a consistent snack break, it's an opportunity for you to take back your calm. You don't have to stay in a place of overwhelm. You can stop, take notice, accept the situation, but become curious about what are you telling yourself that's driving that worry.